Good afternoon, everyone. It is that time again. Time for another injury report roundup. We've got a game in less than 2 days, and we've got to take a look at what kinds of teams that we're going to be playing against, as well as the team that we're actually going to be fielding Sunday afternoon. So, we're going to start with the Seahawks injury report. It's thankfully pretty simple and straightforward, although the really interesting stuff is what's not listed here, which I will touch on before the end of this video. But 3 players are listed as out, and one of them is... I don't know why he's not on injured reserve yet. I assume that he probably will be placed on it when Wilson and Eskridge get activated. But for whatever reason, Marquise Blair is still listed as out when he should just be slapped on IR at this point. But we knew we weren't going to have him, so that's understandable. We saw that coming a mile away. Another defensive back is also declared out. Not an injury-related issue. It's a personal matter, but he wasn't playing anyway, so no real loss here. Blessuan Austin is out, and this last one's a little bit of a surprise. Apparently something flared up in practice. Cody Barton is out with a quadricep injury. So in terms of the listed players on the injury report going into this game, it's pretty agreeable. I don't think we'll really... Obviously, we do miss Marquise Blair to an extent, but it's not like he was setting the world on fire. And Barton's been basically completely removed from the defensive rotation at this point. So, good stuff here. Nobody's doubtful, so that's a good sign. And one player is questionable, and this one's a little bit weird. I don't totally know what to say about it. Al Woods, not injury related. A personal matter has him questionable. So, I have no idea what the personal issue is. I have no idea if it's something to do with him and the team. I don't know if it's him and his family, him and his friends, him and it could be anything. I have no idea what the nature of the personal issue is, but it is possible he does not play. And Al Woods is not one of our best players, but he has actually been fairly crucial for us so far this season. And by all accounts, for the kind of player that Al Woods is, he is actually playing really well. That would be an unexpected and not trivial loss if Al Woods couldn't go. So hopefully he can. For now, listed as questionable. So those are the injuries listed here. Let's take a moment to talk about the things that are not listed here, which are far more meaningful than these 4 players. So according to Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson is going to go. Russell Wilson can play. Russell Wilson, 99% is going to start against the Packers. Dwayne Eskridge, also ready to go. Not listed here because he's going to be an IR call-up, but according to Carroll, Eskridge is ready to go. Chris Carson, not ready to go. They decided that it's not the right time to activate him. Now, that's what Carroll says. He's trying to make it sound like that, oh, he's not here this week, but he'll be here next week. I don't know what to believe anymore with this whole Carson stuff because we know the nature of his injury in a general sense, and we know that it's not good. We know that it's bad. So, to me, I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see Carson again this season. I wouldn't be shocked if he's playing next week, but just keeping our focus on this game, we don't know if we're going to have, we do know that we're not going to have Carson against the Packers. Past that, it's anybody's guess, but not going to be able to activate the full trinity. However, the key is obviously Russell Wilson, and I think that Eskridge does add a dimension to this offense, even if he's not the greatest player. I do think he does things that nobody else on this team can do that we have been missing since his departure from the lineup. Okay, so that is basically all I can say about the Seahawks injuries. Let's jump over to the Packers injury report here. It's got some notable names on it. We'll start at the top here. Kenny Clark was limited in practice all week, and he is questionable. If he cannot play, that's a pretty big deal. He's part of the run defense, and if he's out, then that should make it a little bit easier for us to find our way even without Carson in that regard. Packers' run defense it's not great. It's definitely something that I think you can one-up here and there. So if Kenny Clark is out, then I look for us to try to take advantage of that even without Carson. You got Collins, you got DJ, you've got Penny. Well, I can't even say that with a straight face, but still, Kenny Clark not being in there is a big deal. Got Dominic Daphne, doubtful, but not really a big player for them. Kingsley Kike, probably not going to play. He's doubtful, but not a huge deal here. Dennis Kelly, Dean Lowry, not even listed with designations. Equanimous St. Brown, however, did get slapped with the old questionable tag, and he's not the greatest player. However, the Packers did not get OBJ, and they've got a couple of receivers who are on and off the injury report. I think they just got Lazard back off IR. So a player like St. Brown, who is not really that good and normally wouldn't be that important, he's a little more important right now than he normally would be. So him being able to go on Sunday is actually somewhat significant. These next two are pretty big deals. Depending on whether or not they can go, the game changes significantly. So we have Eric Stokes first. He was limited in practice. He did get in a full practice on Friday, but he is currently listed as questionable. And I believe the Packers still do not have Jair Alexander back. He's on IR, so he's not even listed here. He's got no chance to play. So I think that Eric Stokes not being out there, I mean, you could have picked on Eric Stokes anyway because he's a rookie. But if he's not out there, then they're really kind of getting worn down to the nub at the cornerback position. They'll be down to Kevin King and I don't even know who at that point. But Eric Stokes being out, like, I'm a big Eric Stokes fan. I loved him in college. I loved him at the Combine. Would have loved Seattle to be able to draft him if he fell far enough. Obviously, he didn't even come close, but I love Eric Stokes. So him not being out there would be a significant deal. And I'm already kind of looking at this Packers secondary as something that Wilson and the receivers should be able to take advantage of. If Stokes is out there, that goes even more so. And the final one, this is a big one here, although I think that we can all safely assume that this player will not be playing. David Bakhtiari, listed as doubtful after not practicing on Friday. So he was activated, but clearly he was only activated because they had to activate him if they wanted any chance of having him play this season because of the IR rules. They did not activate him because he was ready. Near as I can tell, he's not ready. So I do not expect to see Bakhtiari out there. Our pass rush, while it may be slowly rounding into form, the last 2 weeks it's been better, or 2 games it's been better, but they need every advantage that they can get. Bakhtiari not being out there is going to be significant. Obviously, he hasn't been there all season, so they're used to not having him. I understand that, but Bakhtiari not being out there would be a significant help to this defense that, until further notice, needs all the help that they can get like this. So that's it for this week. I'm out of here. Peace out. Go Hawks. See you guys later.